Welcome to this week's Hebrew class, and of course we're beginning at Yehuchanan John 13 verses 21 to 25, and hopefully we have a reasonable understanding of our Hebrew now. But if not, just follow along. And here we have Nakud, valve markings, and useful resources, which are very useful if you're practicing, because they give you the Hebrew, they give you transliteration, even give you color codings, just things that I got the idea from. And of course we see the chart of the valve markings and approximately how we use them. But there is a difference in how we say them by either lengthening them or shortening them. Right, so let us begin. And of course we are in verse 21, which is represented by a kaf and a aleph, being the first letter of the alphabet. Then we have a vav, yod, hey, yod, kaf, kaf, lamed, vav, tav, yod, hey, vav, shin, ayin, lamed, dalet, bet, resh, hey, dalet, vet, resh, yod, mem, safit, hey, aleph, lamed, hey, vav, yod, bet, hey, and lamed. And of course we get some variations in how to pronounce it, where we got a vav there but a dot next to it. We know it's an u sound rather than a vav sound. And where we have a dot in the bayit, it's a bayit rather than a vayit. If there's no dot, it would be vayit. It would be more V sound rather than B sound. Now let's read it. He, and it was ke kalot, ke meaning like, kalot finished. Well, of course that comes from the term kal, which means all, right? So down here we got kala is a kal verb, to be finished, to be completed. But I also wanted to include this kala, same word, but it's a feminine noun and it means bride or daughter-in-law. I just thought that was interesting. And then we have Yeshua, le daber, to speak, ha devarim, the words, ha ele, these, va yibahel, and he was troubled. So if we look down here, yibahel is a verb to be startled, to be troubled, or even to panic. So to be troubled seemed to be the best way of translating that. And then I've given you the meaning. And it came to pass, when Yeshua finished speaking these words, of course the words were concerning the one who would betray him, he was troubled. Now let's read that. Vehi ke kalot Yahushua le daber ha dvarim ha ele va yibahel. Okay, part B now. And we have a bet, resh, vav, chet, vav, yod, vav, yod, ayin, dalet, vav, yod, aleph, mem, resh, aleph, mem, nun, safit, aleph, mem, nun, safit, aleph, nun, yod, aleph, mem, resh, lamed, kaf, mem, safit, kaf, yod, aleph, chet, and dalet. Right, now let's read that. Berucho, which is in his spirit, because this is the pronoun meaning his, and the bet is in. Vaya'ad, and testified. And of course the root of it is ad, and we look down here and we get le'id. It's sort of the root of that is a verb to testify, to witness. And then we have vayomer, and he said, Amen, Amen, Amen. Truly, you see in Hebrew they'll often say Amen because it's a longer E sound. So it almost sounds like it's an EY sound. Amen, amen, ani, I am, omer, because it's like a participle, saying, I'm saying, la kem, to you, which is plural, ki, that, echad, that one, right? He was troubled in his spirit and testified. He said, truly, truly, I say to you that one. Right, now we're going to read that. And it is Berucho vayad vayomer amen, amen, ani, omer, lakem, ki, echad. Right. And now we go to part C. And it is a mem, a kaf, a mem safit. A yod, mem, zamek, resh, nun, yod. And we have mi, kem. Meaning mi is from, kem, you, from you. And then we have yim, sereni. Yim, sereni. Shall hand me over. Again, the ni at the end is me. And we have two kshava. So the first one is silent. The second one is a vocal one, a short E sound. So we get mim, se. Right. The one, that one of you shall betray me. And I have here masa as being the root. And it's a kal verb to deliver or to hand over. And rather than betray, because they're using the verb to deliver, to hand over. So that's why I use that word. And we read it. Mi kem yim sereni. Right, and then we turn to 22, which is a kaf and a vayat. And we have vav yod, bet yod, tet, vav, tav, lamed, mem, yod, dalet, yod, vav, vav, yod, tav, mem, he, vav, aleph, yod, shin, aleph, lamed, resh, ayin, he, vav, kaf, yod, nun, vet, vav, kaf, and vav. And I'm just doing quicker because we need to be quick at recognizing the letters. Vaya bitu. And they looked. How do we get that? Down here. He be it is a verb to look at, to glance at. And of course the pronouns at the end, right? So it's they. And with the prefixes it means they looked. It's like a completed action. Tell me, Dave. His disciples, again, the pronouns at the end. His disciples. Vayit mehu. Vayit mehu. And they showed astonishment. Right? If we look down here, tama is a kal verb to be amazed, to be astonished, to wonder. And, of course, the vav at the end is the pronoun. Ish, meaning a man. El, to. Re'ehu, to his companion. To his companion. Ki, for. Navoku. Navoku. They were perplexed. So if we look down there, navok. Navok is a verb to be confused, to be perplexed. And I just gave you this extra note here that pronouns are almost always at the end of a word. Right. Now let's read it. Vayabitu talmidayev vayit mehu ish el re'ehu ki navoku. And then we have a vav, lamed, aleph, yod, dalet, ayin, vav, ayin, lamed, mem, yod, dalet, bet, resh. And we have velo, and not. Yadu, they knew. or they didn't know, al me, about whom. Diber, meaning no pronoun, meaning he. He spoke. They were confused and did not know of whom he was speaking about. Now let's read that. Velo, yadu, al mi, diber. And we come to 23, and we have a kaf and a gimel. Gimel, third letter of the alphabet. Va'echad, and one, mi talmidav, from his disciples. Again, the vav is his. Asher, that Yahushua, that Yahusha, ahevo, he loved, or is loving. Mesev, reclined. Hesev is a verb to lean to one side, to recline, just like they do at Shabbat, right? Well, they did. And now we're reading it. Echad, mi talmidav, asher Yahushua ahevo mesev. One of his disciples whom Yeshua loved was reclining. And then we come to 23b, and we have Ayin Lamed Chet Yod Kuf. Yod He Vav Shin Ayin. Al Chek, upon his lap. So we look down here, we get chek is a masculine noun for bosom, lap, or breast. So from the previous verse, was reclining on Yeshua's lap. And then we read it. Al chek Yahushua. And now we come to 24. We have a kaf and a dalet, which is 20 and 4. Then we have a vav, yod, resh, mem, zayin, lamed, vav, shin, mem, ayin, vav, nun, safit, kaf, fe, aleph, lamed, dalet, resh, sin, mem, yod, he, vav, aleph, zayin, he, aleph, shin, and resh. All right. Now let's read it. Vayir maz. So what is vayir maz? So ramaz must be the root of it. Ramaz, as a kol verb, it means to hint, to imply, to indicate. So then we read it. And hinted. And lo, in this case, because of the pronoun at the end, means and hinted to him. And now we talk about whose he hinted to. Shimon Kepha, right? Kepha. Lidros, to seek. Now, what does lidros mean? And it comes from darash, same three letters, darash. It's a kol verb to seek, to search. But interesting, it means to interpret in a homiletic manner. This means when we search scripture in a certain way, it's called a darash form. We're seeking in a homiletic manner. So to seek. Me, who, he, or whom he. Because who means he. Ze, this. Asher, that. So Simon Peter hinted to him to find out whom he was that. And now let's read that. Va'yir maz lo Shimon Kepha lidros mi hu Ze Asher. And part B, we got Dalet, Bet, Resh, Ayin, Lamed, Yod, Vav. So we go Diber, meaning he spoke. Alev, about him. So the Al is about, of course, the Vav is him. The one that he was speaking about. Right, and then we read it again. Diber, Alev. And we come to 25, which is a Kaf and a Hey. Hey is the fifth letter of the alphabet. And then we have Vav, Yod, Fei, Lamed, Ayin, Lamed, Lamed, Vet, Yod, Hey, Vav, Shin, Vav, Ayin, Vav, Yod, Aleph, Mem, Resh, Aleph, Lamed, Yod, Vav, Aleph, Dalet, Nun, Yod, Mem, Yod, Hey, Vav, Aleph. Vayifal, Vayifal, and of course that comes from nafal, which is a cul verb to fall, to stumble, to decline, and he fell or declined, or in other words, he put his head down, right? We'll see that. Al Lev, Al is upon and Lev is heart. Yahushua, that's who it is. Vayomer, and he said, Elev, to him, Adoni, my master, me, who, or whom, who he is, He fell upon his heart, the heart of Yeshua, and said to him, my master, who is it? Then we read it. Vayifal al lev Yahushua vayomer alev Adoni, me, who. And now we come to our revision. And we know that Kaf is 20 and the Aleph is 1. So we're in 21. Vahi, and it was ke kalot, like finished, Yahushua, le daber, to speak, ha devarim, the words, ha ele, these, vayibahel, and he, because there's no pronoun, was troubled. It's a verb because we see it's got the prefixes there. And it was when finished Yahushua to speak the words these, and he was troubled. Berucho, meaning in his spirit, vaya'ad, and testified, vayomer, and he said, Amen, Amen, which is truly, truly, Ani, I am Omer, saying, Lakem, to you, ki, that, Echad, one. In his spirit, and testified, and he said, truly, truly, I'm saying to you that one, Mikem, meaning from you, Yim Sereni, shall hand me over. Shall hand me over from you, right? From you shall hand me over, because we're reading from right to left, because Hebrew goes the other way. And then we've got Kaf, 20, Vayet, 2. So we're in 22. Vaya, be 2. And they looked. Tal me, Dave, his disciples, Vayit mehu, and they showed astonishment or wonder. Ish, a man, El tu re'ehu, to his companion. So you can imagine them looking at each other in bewilderment, right? Ki, for, na voku, they were perplexed. They were confused, in other words. And they looked, his disciples, and they showed astonishment. A man to his companion, for they were perplexed. For lo, and not yadu, they did know, or they knew, al me, concerning who, debar, he spoke. And not they knew about whom he spoke. Then we have a kaf, value of 20, a gimel, value of 3, the echad, and one, mi tal mi dayev, from his disciples, a share that Yahushua ahevu, he loved, mesev, meaning reclined. And one from his disciples that Yahushua, he loved, reclined. And then we have al, meaning upon, chek, his lap, or the lap of Yahushua. Upon the lap of Yahushua, right? The of is sort of just, we add that in to make it sound better. Upon the lap of Yahushua. And we have a kaf, value of 20, dalet, value of 4, we're in 24. Vayir maz, lo, and hinted to him, Shimon Kepha, that's Peter, lid Ross, meaning to seek, me who he, they, this, asher, that. And hinted to him, Shimon Kepha, to seek whom he was, I added that in, this, that. Diber, he spoke alev, about him. That he spoke about him. And now we come to Kaf 20, Hey 5. And we have Vayifal. And he fell al upon Lev, the heart of Yahushua, Vayomer, and he said, Eliv, unto him, Adoni, my master, who? So who, and then who is he? Who is he? And he fell upon the heart of Yahushua, and he said to him, my master, who he is, or who is he? Okay. And of course we come back to our chart on the vowel markings, and let's have a look at the bottom line. And as you can see, the dot next to the vav here is called a shuruk. So it gives you the concept that it's got a u sound, right? Shu. So u. And the kibbutz too also gives us the same sound. Kibbutz. And then we have a combination where we have a shava, which tells us the end of a syllable, but it also follows with a segal, which is like an e sound, a se. And then we have a dot beneath, which is called a chirik. And we have a kataf, which is a combination of shava and a patak. So this is called a patak, which is a short a sound, and this is a kataf kamatz, So we can see it's a longer A sound, ka. Okay. And again, we see our resources here to the left, which are very useful if you're practicing. And then, of course, the numberings. How do they work? Let's have a look at this line. Zade has a value of 90. Fe has a value of 80. They call it pev, but we call it fe or pay. And this is an ayin, has a value of 70. Samek has a value of 60. Nun has a value of 50. And mem has a value of 40. Right. Now we know we're in Kaf, so it had a value of 20 with the other individual letters based on the first 10 letters, or 9 more. Yeah, 10. But so I want to thank you for joining us and hope that these are useful lessons and you do find yourself understanding a little bit more each time. And I just want to bless you and say Shavua Tov, have a good week, and if it's Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. And thank you, and have a blessed week.